Count Lyman, that's me. I'm the guy. I'm the one he wants. Let her go, right?
Hell no, I need to see the front door.
I have surveillance cameras. I'm here, all down the corridors. My office is...
Hey Jay, this article has some really good messages in it.
Everybody,
Jared!
everybody in your truck. Come on.
It talks about how parents should establish an organized system on the amount and content their children are watching in their homes, because it can have some harmful effects, including prone to obesity, it affects their mental development, and it alters their decision-making abilities and even changes their personalities. Studies show that the more you watch TV, the more obese you're going to be. The only exercising you're receiving is eye movement. A national studies shows that kids from 2 to 18 watch an average of 2 hours and 46 minutes every single day. That's a lot of TV. And it'll obviously have a strong impact on your kids, on our kids, and when we should be doing healthier activities. It says here from a publication in Archives of Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine that having the TV in your children's or teens' rooms tends to have them get lower test scores on their standardized tests, and I really don't want that to happen. The article continues to say that it's okay to watch some TV, but it needs to be limited. TV in a kid's room equals watching TV whenever they want and whatever they want. I mean, let's think, how much of an impact would it be on all parents and us if we didn't have the TV in our rooms? From the first moment our baby is born, it begins to develop physically and mentally. We can either choose to heighten this development or hinder it by the amount of TV we're letting our kids watch. I remember you said this before. You said a glass can only spill what it contains, and likewise, a child can only exude what he learns during his development process. The quality, parents think that TV can have quality programming, and that can help your 2-year-old develop. But research in fact shows that a child under 2 should not be watching TV at all, because the brain development goes beyond just the visual. Rather, we need to focus more on interacting with our kids outside of TV to help them develop properly. When we develop, we use all of our senses, and TV does not use all of our senses. We simply cannot rely on TV programs to help our child develop. Now, TV may have some positive info, but most of it is useless and even negative. So, without realizing it sometimes, we're taking these unreal messages that have unrealistic realities, and we're soaking them in. Like, when I'm watching things, I always see attractive and perfectly built women, and that's so not how things are in our world. But that's the least of our worries. I mean, there's so much violence and sex on TV everywhere, and those messages are unrealistic and have unhealthy lessons that they're teaching us and our children. I mean, research shows that violence equals having a child that has more violent tendencies, and 57% of TV contains psychologically harmful material. Also, it says here, youth who watch sexuality a lot usually have intercourse at ages 14 and 16. And I know for a fact that we want our kids to wait till marriage. I mean, this guy from the U.S. Department of Justice said, never before in the history of telecommunications media in the United States has so much indecent and obscene material been so easily accessible to so many minors in so many Americans' homes with so few restrictions. I mean, TV has a huge impact, and the less time we make for TV, the less impact it'll have on our kids. So we need to make time for healthier activities. Now, we don't need to throw away the TV, but action needs to take place, and it needs to start with us. We need to make a standard in our home right now and not replace it with video games or surfing the internet. We need to take a stand to how much TV we are watching and the content we are watching. And we need to do healthier activities, like family quality time. Instead of sitting in front of the TV with our TV trays and watching some junk movie, we should sit around the table and enjoy a meal and talk about each other's days. I mean, this guy, Gary D. Sandifer, wrote in the Brown University Child and Adolescence Behavior Letter that there are effects in not spending quality time with our children, but through having a good relationship with our children, we can prevent them from alcohol and drug use. That's a big thing. Ultimately, spending time with our children will not only keep them from melting their bodies and their brains, and soaking up all of the wrong messages, but it can also keep them from getting into dangerous and harmful substances. I know when the time comes, it may seem easier to set our kid in front of the TV after a hectic, tiring day when we just want to rest, and it's fine to do once in a while. But we need to make sure that we're keeping in mind the risks that are happening, and they're bigger than we think. It is important for us and all parents around to be aware of the effects television has on our kids, and to be cautious about the decisions we are making and monitoring the length and the content of television watching. Parents cannot stand around anymore, it says, but we need to be proactive in making a change in order to help our children develop properly, keep active, and to shape them into people we really want them to be.